Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Transformation Tuesday, October 20, I was about to say 7th, 28th, and welcome to an all-new episode of Style by Stevie. We have 2 more days left until my birthday. My birthday is this Friday and our 900th episode. Now, we should hit 900 episodes by Thursday. So, October 30th, the day before my birthday, a huge milestone, and then me turning 32 Friday. So I'm super excited. But I would also like to take the time to wish a heavenly birthday to Natina Reed of one of my favorite girl groups, Black. She shares a birthday on this day right here, October 28th. And may her music, may her legacy, her style, her impact on the culture, everything be remembered. One of my favorite Black songs is As If from the Bring It On soundtrack. That's one of my favorites. I love it, and y'all know I love Gabrielle Union, and Gabrielle Union supports Style by Stevie. She's even reposted me a couple times. So, shout outs to Gabrielle Union and Dwayne and Zaya. Love y'all. Mwah. And thank y'all so much for y'all reposting and showing love and support. Just anything. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. But today's show is going to be solely focused on the foolishness and the bullshit that has been going on from this regime. So we're going to talk about Mr. Man possibly getting a 3rd term. We're going to be talking about also SNAP benefits being taken away and how it's already impacting people. The benefits of this big ugly bill that Senate and Congress both passed. Yes, because they signed off on it, mostly Republicans. And I'm going to be tearing into a couple people's asses today. So, while I'm waiting on my colleague to come in, oh, he's here. So let me add him in. He is back again. We already did our political convo before, but we're going to be calling out action on what we can do to get involved in our communities, because these next few months leading up to Thanksgiving and Christmas are going to be hard, especially on us as Black people. And what can we do to get involved? Now, my colleague has been on the grounds up. Instagram is acting up because I'm seeing the numbers jump up and down. But if you are here, put some hearts in the comments. Today's show is going to be extended a little bit longer because it's been so much bullshit that has been going on from this regime. And y'all know I'm going to tear Donald Trump's ass completely up. So you might want to go get your snacks, your popcorn, or whatever. So my colleague is here. Let's get into this conversation. Let go. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Wonderful. How are you? We did our last conversation just this month. And what happened then was, of course, we found out what he was going to do. We know it's in Project 2025. So we'll dive into that later. But on your end, there was a debate that took place with Andrew Cuomo, and I'm pretty sure you saw it. And
Yes.
might I say, Curtis and Zoran did what needed to be done. And it was beautiful.
Yeah, shout out to both Curtis and Mandavi. I'm I'm excited for this year. It's so funny because even that debate that happened, y'all know Eric is still asking people to write him in. Yeah. Okay.
My,
So Eric Adams went and got Jim Jones. He went and got Mano, and he went and got one other artist to like do this, like to do some like propaganda thing for him to get him written back on the ballot. It's mad lazy. It's mad desperate. Um, I'm shout out to the artist that took the money. You feel me? Because when your political stance is you like performing, putting on performances, you know, and you're not really doing nothing tangible for the people, you deserve to be exploited. You deserve to be taken advantage of. Like you dishing that money out is not gonna do anything for your future mayoral career or your future political career because you're showing that you are a sellout. You feel me? And then the fact that you can't even keep it real with Cuomo and say that you weren't ready to step down. So it makes it even look even crazier that you're saying that you were willing to back him but you're really not done with the process. And this goes into how the distraction that Eric wants to be. If he can't be on the ballot, he wants to just be a distraction. And even to speak to the Curtis aspect, he also wants to be a distraction. We've known Curtis since the 70s. Okay, Curtis has run for mayor multiple times. I feel like every time there's a mayoral or mayor run, Curtis has been running. Okay, what Curtis is also a fear monger. Okay, Curtis likes to, and he likes to push fear, the fear of riding the train. That's his big thing. His big thing is like the train being unsafe and pushing this fear around people using the train. And this is his situation with the mob and yellow taxis and him getting shot back in the 70s. That's his whole his whole process of becoming a person that is an official. He's also like a cat activist or something like that, like an animal activist or whatever. Like that's his thing. Um, so it's very very funny to me because Curtis has never really opposed or been against, you know, the Trump stuff. Like he likes to like this is the part about him. He talks from a poor white perspective, and he's really really hype about that poor, but he's also very liberal, and he also he likes to dabble in the Republican rhetoric. All right, so I think that's what people have to realize about him. Um, he's he's not a good choice. You know, he doesn't represent all New Yorkers, because if you don't agree with Curtis on everything, then you're opposed to him basically. You know, what Mandami doesn't want is people to be all over, like just submissively following him. He doesn't want that. We do want people to challenge us. We do want people to question us and ask. You feel me? Like be critical, but in a perspective to where it's something that we can grow, we can learn from. What Curtis has done is really just push the fear. He kind of has the split with the Andrew Cuomo situation. He's the reason why Andrew Cuomo is not going to have a real big opportunity to ever catch Zoran at all, because the votes are being now split between Curtis and Cuomo. They split the whole situation when it comes to white affluent white liberals. They're going to vote Curtis, and they're going to vote Cuomo, and that's because white liberalness is tied into white supremacy. I don't know why y'all think that all these tree huggers and these Green Party people, they down with the Klan, they down with whiteness. You feel me? They think that white people should be in the head. They will allow you to be in the party, but you ain't gonna have no power. That's what people need to understand. So this idea of there being like a lot more representation of the Democratic Party is like split in like four, for real. You got the black Democrats, you got the Latino Democrats, you got the progressive Democrats, and you got the motherfucking liberal Democrats. Okay? Okay? So that's what people have to understand. When we talk about Curtis, he is a liberal. He is a, you feel me? Like, you feel me? He's kind of a Marxist for real, but he wants you to think that he's not an anarchist or any of those type of things. But he is. You feel me? Because he doesn't really have any policies or anything that he's done that shows like uniting the differences of just the white and black situation in New York. Okay, just the Italian and Jewish situation. You feel me? And all they really want to do is like really cater to Israel, keeping it real. Because when asked, will they be like they basically were saying that they'll be there to assist Israel. You feel me? When after they become the mayor of New York, so it's just like, how is becoming the mayor of New York and then Israel? Why is Israel conversation? Why are we talking about Israel if we're talking about the mayor of New York City? That's weird. And to have so much protection and people got to be like have to defend where their stands with Israel is. How? How is how is the American people's the reason why they vote on a mayor is based off of the funding that they're sending to another country? How, Sway? So you want us to believe that we must um, believe in leaders in our country that fund wars in Israel, and fund, you know, uh, wars across the world when it comes to uh, dethroning colonized people, natural people to the land. You feel me? That's what you're wanting us to do. You want us to align with the execution of melanated people, like realistically in these places like the Congo, in Palestine. Like, you're saying that
Gaza
for
too,
the
yeah.
American people to be safe, that we have to align ourselves with terrorists, like realistically global terrorists. And if we say
Oh,
that we are going to allow the prime minister or the president or whatever he calls himself, the leader of Israel, into America, into New York State, and just saying
Netanyahu,
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu, Bibi Netanyahu. To my pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza people, if you are watching this, for the ones that said you wouldn't vote for Kamala because you don't believe she would do this, are you regretting your vote? Because some of y'all sat out in protest, some of you voted for Jill Stein, and some of you voted for this orange piece of shit that is an occupant at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm going to hold back because I got a whole lot of smoke for his ass destroying 123 years worth of legacy in the East Wing of the White House. I got a whole lot of smoke for him. I told y'all I'm never going to let my size 11 stiletto up off of his neck, and it's going to be gratefully placed there, anointed by God. So you like to come at black women, you got the right sister to come at. You coming at Letitia James where now's the time is at. You got a woman in South Carolina down here that wants to smoke with your ass. I'm ready for it because there's no reason why my lives have been acting funny, and people have been telling me my lives have been acting funny. So it lets me know because we're all the oligarchs and tech bros that are over these companies. And oh yeah, YouTube, Instagram, Meta, all of them have donated to this big ass grand ballroom that he's creating. But see, there's a hidden
Google.
treat underneath.
Oh yeah,
There's a hidden
Google
treat.
too, y'all.
Yeah,
Google too.
Google,
Yep.
YouTube. Let me go down the list
Google's
here,
on
bro.
that list too.
Let me roll out the receipts. Okay, CBS 36 million, Meta 25 million, YouTube 24 million, ABC 16 million. X is owned by whom?
Elon Musk.
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is $10 million. Now let's go down to what's going on in the White House at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Since y'all were so concerned, y'all were saying Kamala can't do nothing, she can't do nothing. Let me tell you what Trump is demolishing the White House. This is costing the American taxpaying dollars. This is being built for $300 million of our hard-earned tax-paying money for this man to have a big ass grand ballroom. But oh wait, there's something underneath the surface. You know how you eat ice cream and there's something underneath below? There's a bunker underneath below. Why do you need to go in that big
Oh.
ass grand ballroom with that bunker? We know exactly why. Why are these troops being deployed to blue cities? And we're going to get to the third term later because I'm going to talk about what the Constitution said about him getting a third term. And you just had Dick Durbin. Yes, I got that video too, and I'm going to play it for y'all. On video, admitting that he would back Donald Trump having a third term. Motherfucker, you ain't getting no third term. You 79 years old, you on your last limb, you about to be worm food. You ain't going to no third term, motherfucker. So don't get up here and talk about you're going to get a third term. It's not off the table. It's off the table. And if we have to go to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and pull your fat, orange, deep freezer shaped ass out of that White House, we will do it our goddamn self. Fuck ICE, fuck Department of War, and fuck the police because y'all cooperating with them too.
Yeah. Yeah, they got ICE out here thinking that they are federal agents. They really think that they are um, uh, the United, what is it, UIA, whatever. And
And they
UIA is
even,
even
here's
bad.
the kicker. Some of the officers are being arrested now. It's time that are working with ICE. Some of y'all are being arrested. Thanks to Craig the Writer Stewart because he broke it down. Y'all
Oh,
thought y'all were exempt?
oh, what they got? They got police officers that's not citizens of America. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Y'all didn't think it was going to come back to bite you in your ass. If you thought you were exempt, you got another thing coming.
that is crazy.
When you align with the oppressors that are oppressing us, the marginalized groups of people, Black, LGBT people, you didn't think it was going to come back to you. And even to some Latinos that voted for Donald Trump as well, too. We warned you. We as Black people, we've experienced this man's racism. I gave a timeline of his racism to even where now's the time is at when he took out a 5-page spread calling for the death penalty of 5 Black and Latino men. And y'all would go literally think that this is a good candidate. Oh, I'm going to get to the
Oh,
snap.
and you just brought that part up, Miss Stevie. Okay, okay. You said the Central Park Five. You know, Youssef, one of the members of he's a Congress. He's in Harlem and he's on the council and he's supposed to be basically protecting Black people. He's the one that actually called the police on Hawk Newsom and got Hawk Newsom arrested. Yeah. So it's really, really, it's looking real. Yeah, you feel me?
See,
So even folks that have been wrongfully convicted are on the side of Trump. You feel
you
me? Because they
cannot
don't want
be.
Black people to have a voice. They don't want Black people to be fighting back. Okay?
That's
So they are
oppression.
attacking, and they literally, what Youssef did is sent his mother, his 75-year-old mother, out to get in the middle of Hawk Newsom to make it seem like in the video you can see her falling on Hawk Newsom and making it seem like Hawk Newsom is assaulting her. But he didn't put his hands on her at all. You see him say it with his mouth, hey, why are y'all sending this lady over here to do this? You look crazy. But then they basically put out a warrant for his arrest on an assault charge, a felony assault charge. Okay, so he's fighting that now. I think he got released last night, but the fact that
I
they
pray.
detained him was
Yes, they are,
crazy.
Alvin. And we just did a panel on my colleagues' panel, and I was going to call. Now's the time to come join us. You have to come join us sometime, and Capre as well too in the LA area. And Alvin said that they're arresting and detaining people. Harold is all the way in Mississippi, Louisiana, one of those states, in deep red southern states too. And I got to hold my state accountable. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I would never vote for him. I wanted Kamala. Y'all know I'm a 92% all day over here. But there are some people in the red state where I'm at that are willing to uphold white supremacy. We know the history of South Carolina. Do y'all know about the Stono Rebellion down here where the slaves rise? That is what Black people are starting to do. And that is the revolution that is happening. We're seeing it. And when we start to galvanize, when we start to form community, when we start to come together, what they do is they beat people into submission, as Alvin just said. Y'all are taking nightsticks and beating people. Y'all are throwing pepper bombs in the crowds. Y'all are dislocating people's shoulders. Come on now. This is not American. This is fascism. And what I need for people to understand and wake up and realize that this man does not plan on leaving. These troops that are supposed to be, as Pam Bondi said, they're going to send monitors out for the election. Y'all can kiss a general election and midterms goodbye. I don't see that happening no time soon. And now people are saying, well, if you can give Donald Trump a third term, give Obama a third term. Nope, not going to happen. This term will be strictly for him. And at this point, it will be a tug of war if he does get another term. This man does not plan on leaving. When he did not rule out a third term, that should be the wake-up call for you right there, Dems. What are you going to do? All you can say is we can't take him serious. No, take him serious. And I kept warning and I kept telling people, screaming to the top of my lungs, saying, this man does not plan on leaving. It is all written in Project 2025 to give this man branches of all government, from legislative, judicial, and executive. He's packed the courts. The Supreme Court, the majority 6, are going to bend the knee. Now they are talking about overturning same-sex marriage. And there are some gays out here. I'm going to tell y'all's asses up too. Y'all are not off the hook in my community. Y'all took y'all's asses out here. And y'all went out here and y'all voted for this man as well too. So y'all are complicit. And then speaking of people in our communities, let me let y'all hear something real quick. Homeboy just got up on CNN and was saying he didn't really care if people got cut off of their food stamps. And he's black. What's his name? I got it right here. Hold on, let me play the audio for you. Harrison Fields is his name. Hold on 1 minute. Look at that ass.
Oh
But let me
yeah,
turn the audio on
the
so y'all can hear.
self-hating coon.
On how much you care about SNAP benefits?
Because I have family members on SNAP.
Then why did you support the president when he asked for and got $186 billion of cuts to SNAP?
They were cleaning up the program from waste, fraud, and abuse.
Oh my God, that is all ridiculous.
Because you cannot have a program.
And you got family members on SNAP benefits and you black. See, they only think that it was going to impact us as black people, but there are white people, majority white women who have SNAP. Even when we talk about affirmative action, it benefits them. So Harrison, and let me tear your ass up, because see, what y'all need is a good old-fashioned spanking. I'm your mama today, and I'm going to beat your ass the way your mama should have beat your ass. You getting out here tap dancing on CNN, you and Byron Donalds and any other black conservative out here. That's why I have no desire. Now's the time got on my ass about that. The last time we were here, he said, why don't you have a conversation with Candace? Don't be hypocritical. This is exactly why. They are a detriment to our community. Harriet Tubman wouldn't do it. You know what she do. She do what, she take them out. Let's just say that. Harriet Tubman would take them out. But Harrison,
put the pistol real
you got
close
family
to the
members
skull.
on food stamps. And you would go vote against your own family's interests. Your 92-year-old grandmother got to eat. Your great-grandfather, your great-aunt, they got to eat. And now you're taking away their benefits from them. And now Christmas holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving holidays are coming up as well. And now people will not eat. 42 million Americans are on SNAP benefits. And you decided to get up here and support Donald Trump's cuts. And you black. I want to know the mindset of these women who birthed these black men who are conservatives into the world. I would love to know. But like I said, I'm going to give you the ass whooping your mother should have given you verbally. I can't physically get to you. But I'm going to give you the whooping your mother should have gave you. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Why would y'all go out here and vote against your own interests? And even let's talk about the healthcare aspect as well, too. Because Dems are out here trying to hold on and hold the line so that they don't cut your healthcare from you. Longer wait times at hospitals. Have y'all been seeing the airport? What's going on with TSA workers being laid off and furloughed? Because MAGA Mike Johnson will not, they are not opening up the government. They're not. They do not plan on to anything to protect Donald Trump and whatever's in these Epstein files that he does not want coming out, because they hell bent on protecting it. They holding on to it. They taking that shit to the grave.
You didn't see that Polaroid picture with the detailed information about the woman that they were selling to Trump? You seen that video? You seen that picture?
And don't get me started on the birthday book too. It's more and more revelations that's gonna come out. So Donald and what's his name, MAGA Mike Johnson, the one who married his daughter. Yeah, I got that video too.
Oh, okay, there you go. All right.
Um, y'all thinking that y'all can withhold evidence of the Epstein files?
They
We know he's in there
they
because Pam
real.
Bondi told him he's in the Epstein files. So
It,
how
it's
in the
just
hell
it's
y'all gonna try to
disgusting. It's very I'm gonna keep it real. It's very disgusting. It's very graphic. I'm gonna keep it real. These people are so bold with the. It wasn't no hiding the selling of these people. Like these women were being sold. The information was being what is it, non desirable or something or like submissive. Like they was giving you information about about her body count, how many people she had been with. Like it's creepy. It's very creepy. And I think that that alone should be alarming. You know, the fact
and
that
it's
in
Donald
this
Trump's
country,
worst nightmare. And I loved every minute of it. I told y'all I get like an orgasm every time somebody mentions Epstein to him and he gets all shook up, all bent out. That's why they pushing people out, the press out. They don't want the press in there. Hegseth done made it so that you can't get accurate news. And this is why you have to support platforms like mine and like Now's the Time and like my colleague Alvin Tit for Tat, this or that. Whenever y'all see me on the panel, y'all go over there. If not me live, then y'all will see my other colleagues, Conscious TV, my other colleague, Bubs the God. Y'all will see the beautiful Hope Giselle. Y'all will see so many of us out here that are providing information independently. We're not backed by big corporations. Where Now's the Time is at, Danielle Moody is a beautiful black woman, a queer woman in the LGBTQIA plus community. Y'all think I'm radical. Go and check
she
out
is
Danielle.
unkind. She is not kind, and I think that's the other part about it is that some people want us to be kind, and I think this is where you'll find it. You'll find what you're looking for if you're looking for people that you want to have like a different type of like viewpoint on it. If you want people to have a little bit more of a soft aesthetic on it, go find you someone that's going to be soft on it and talk about these things softly. Okay, stop coming at us really folks that are really putting in the work and really putting ourselves in danger, stop coming at us. For real. It's really, really weird. It's even the the we're trying to unite. We said that we this is what people this is a little bit confusing to me when I see black people saying that they want unified black people, they want to unify black people, but then they want to separate how much like how closely connected to the slavery that you are. Like, bruh, like I'm gonna keep it real. Not all of us was slaves. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. So I feel like too many people are claiming the slavery part where black people were also free here in this land. Not everybody. Not all black people were slaves. Okay. So I think that perspective needs to leave people's mind because I think people are fighting too much to a bit of slave and not really realizing there's treaties that need to be re-looked at. You feel me? That are before slavery, okay? And it will let us know that we were already here, okay? So when it comes to what we are claiming, we're not asking for nothing. We're reclaiming, okay? Because when you ask for, you ask for, financial, representation or whatever. No, they're not going to give it to you. You have to demand it, and it has to be literally in the writing, and it is there. But people don't know law to how to verbalize, how to say it, how to have claim to the land, and not claiming blackness. Because blackness, literally, they made it in law. You will never get nothing claiming black because it does not have a nation. It
And
doesn't.
speaking of labor, Amazon. For those of you who love Amazon, there's an economic blackout that is happening, and I want you guys to be aware of that. That is how we can take back some of our spending power, since big oligarchs and tech bros want to use our hard-earned tax-paying dollars, and all of that is going to go with more water to go into the plants and everything. We know about what Elon Musk is doing. 30,000 jobs. Amazon planned on cutting 30,000 jobs. And this is why he says he's such a great businessman. 6 failed businesses. That's a key indication right there that this man
Failed
is not
business.
a businessman. And you
Stevie
had a
gonna stay
box
on that
full of
She gonna
oligarchs
stay on that
sitting.
orange pus.
He 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 is something. He is something else. And you had Elon Musk, Donald Trump sitting up there laughing at people losing their jobs. And half of white America thought, well, let's go back with him again. Let's vote for him again. Because you could not vote for a black one. And it's about time that we start calling it what it is. It is patriarchy and it is white supremacy. Y'all are hell bent on holding on to that white male patriarchy. Y'all don't want women in powerful position. It burns you up to see us succeed and do well. And black women, we are the most educated in this country on earth, as T.S. Madison would say. On earth.
Yes.
There ain't no debate about it. Out earning, getting more college degrees. I didn't go to college, but I went to school and I took government economics, and I can tell you that's how I know so much about tariffs, stocks, how the economy should be floating. The GDP, this man done raised the deficit. With everything that he's doing, he done fuck up our trading with other countries. You think Canada gonna want to trade with us? You think China gonna want to trade with us after what he's doing? Oh, and soybean farmers. I say this all the time on my colleague Alvin's platform. Uh, how do those eggs taste now for you, bitch? Tastes rotten, right? Because you're not getting what you want. Hi, J Dot.
Morning,
Welcome,
J-Dot.
boo. Welcome. We are
See
talking
that.
about the foolishness that this orange man has going on. And this right here, I'm not surprised, because if you go back and you look at his inauguration when he got sworn in, you had a box full of oligarchs. Mark Zuckerberg was there, Meta, Facebook, Instagram. Yep, all of that is his. You had Elon Musk sitting there, Peter Thiel. It's no coincidence. It's no coincidence that these oligarchs were sitting there in that box at his inauguration, because that's an investment for them.
Yes.
There is an return investment for them.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
if you're wondering why your harvest isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing, that's why. And that's not the half of it. While the government is shut down, guess who's getting paid? The melted people, or ICE.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
who's getting paid.
That's crazy. That's
That's a
crazy.
spit in the face to each and every one of us. And then this motherfucker
Yeah.
had the audacity. I wanted to hold it in to talk about this, but now's the time. This motherfucker posted an AI video of him flying a
Oh
jet,
yeah. Yep.
taking a shit on the American people. That is literally what he's doing. Donald, is there something like Reese Colbert said, you want to tell us your bowels is loose? And we know about the hospital visit to Walter Reed Medical, your MRIs. Why would you need an MRI? Is there something going on in the heart that you're not telling us? I'm no doctor or no medical expert, but acquiring minds want to know. We, the people, want to know. What's up with your health, homeboy?
Yeah.
Because as many times as you tried to hide your hand, we just seen a video of you with the prime minister, and she had to basically help you. You wandered off. You was wandering all over the place like you were lost, like a little child.
Oh,
So
or early times, early dementia.
there's signs of that. So what's really going on with your health? And as Nurse Chula just said, his face, it could have been a stroke. You can't tell me that's no stroke, because your facial structure. We saw the videos. His health is declining, y'all. He will and you talking about running a third term? Baby, JD Vance, if you don't think that he is waiting for his opportunity, he is lying in wait. That couch fucker is waiting to be the next
He
president
is a
of the United
weird
States of America.
person. Why does his eyes look like that? Why has his eyes sunk into his head? Why do
Donald,
JD Vance, his eyes look a lot darker. Like I've seen pictures of him like
lots of
early like
eyeliner, babies.
oh he
Lots of
uses
eyeliner.
eyeliner?
Lots of eyeliner. We know about the
Oh, I
eyeliner,
was
no?
wondering like why is those black oh he got
Why is
eyeliner.
eye
Okay.
so dark and gloomy? Yep, that eyeliner. There's a whole meme of him running around here. And
Why
shout
did he
outs to
die?
Stephen Colbert of the image of him fucking the couch. We'll never let you live that down, JD. Never. Yes,
Oh, so
God
he
don't
knew.
like
Okay, so
ugly.
he knew he
Talking
was sick.
about
Okay.
God, Nurse Shula. Now his supporters want to say that he is the Antichrist. But it's a Bible verse that I want to bring up that talks, since they love to weaponize Christianity as well. Let me pull that up. Since y'all want to talk about how LGBT people and the rest of the world and women should be. Psalms 148 says, God, Lord, do not let evil people have their way. Do not let their evil schemes succeed, or they will become proud. Psalms 37:7 says, be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act. Trump is not God. But
Right.
you know what he is to them? He is their cash cow. The Bible talks about a cash cow, and he is their orange God king. He is their savior. This is what he said to them, basically. And I'm in putting in my own words. I am your orange God king. I am for white people. And what we're seeing right now with him purging every branch of government and replacing all of the workers who are out here doing the work with his loyalists, that's stacking up in his favor. There's no coincidence. It was listed in Project 2025. And in fact, I even posted about a database that they have, because it's way more of them. It's more than just Russ Vought. Uh, what do I call him? Hansen from Scary Movie 2. And then you've got Squidward, Stephen Miller. So Hansen and Squidward, they're working together, the Heritage Foundation, TPSU, Turning Point USA, and the Heritage Foundation. You better believe they're connected. And I said that on my colleague Alvin's platform. There's no coincidence that these white federalizations are working together. J.D. Vance is their darling. And let's not forget that he wrote the foreword, y'all, for Project 2025. A lot of people seem to keep forgetting that. So if y'all don't think that he's waiting on Donald Trump, and JD Vance is just as dangerous as Now's the Time just mentioned with his eyes, there's something very dark and deceitful and dangerous behind those eyes. JD Vance is a younger, dangerous version of Donald Trump. And if y'all think that he's unraveled, wait till this motherfucker gets into the White House. Because he even said it himself, that he's not going to certify the election if a Democrat wins. He's not going to do what Mike Pence did, who was there the first time. There's nobody there to stop him and tell him no. The people who are reasonable, like Mike Pence, who stopped him, who did the right thing, will not be here. They're not here. It's all yes men, from Tom Homan to what's her name, Kristi Noem. Danielle Moody calls her bobblehead Barbie. I call her KK Carolyn Levitt. The press secretary. You
Yeah,
got the
fuck her.
attorney
Yeah,
who I
Stevie. Yeah.
always drag with the bags under her eyes. Get some Clinique, girlfriend.
The
It's
one
not
that
secret.
her face always drooping is always,
Yes,
always.
Pam
Yeah.
Bondi. You look tired, sis.
Yeah.
This is black and beautiful over here. I don't know what you got going on, you and Laura Loomer and Marjorie Taylor Greene. But one thing about black is we don't crack. And I'm about to be 32 Friday. And I posted a dozen of pictures and I still look the same. Face card never declined. That's the power of black women. We don't age. We age backwards. So I had to throw that shade right there. But Pam Bondi, you're saying you're going to send your own monitors to monitor the polls, right? Guess what Gavin Newsom is going to be doing? Let me pull that story up. Hold on 1 minute. Let me pull that story up. You said you were going to send your own to monitor the polls, right? Gavin Newsom is fighting fire with fire, and that's what you have to do. You cannot capitulate and bend the knee to fascism. You just cannot. And not only that, before I get to Gavin Newsom, but over 1 million Americans, nearly 1 million Americans have lost their jobs this year. So are we great yet to the Donald Trump voters? Are we great yet?
So what you're saying is we haven't gained 1 million, but we've lost. Unemployment has gone up. You're saying unemployment has gone up.
Yes, indeed.
Wow, that's crazy.
And this man violated the Hatch Act. Argentina gets a $40 billion bailout, but you can't give people their SNAP benefits. You can't give people
He gave
the basic.
Argentina that money because they are going to do something for us. That's what I'm saying. They have a corrupt government. And that's what I said. Like the fact that he's doing this stuff with south of the border with the most like imperialist or the most like bad leaders. Like these countries that he's doing all these deals with are bad politicians. They do not care about their people. Venezuela, they do not care about their people. The government do not care about the people. So it's like he's acting like he's doing these great deals. You're doing deals with monsters.
He's fucking them up. And we got something on Putin. Putin gathered your ass today, and I'm here for every minute of it. I'm gonna play that audio for y'all as well too. But Gavin Newsom in California is sending his own election monitors to oversee the DOJ monitors. And let me tell you, Pam Bondi and Kash Patel are both election deniers. They do not believe that he lost in 2020. Fact check. He lost in 2020 to Joe Biden. Joe Biden won the election. All of this about him, the election being stolen from him, that's not true. So Gavin Newsom, I got one critique because now's the time to say we have to be critical. When you went on the podcast with Van Lathan and Rachel Lindsay, you were asked, do you think that racism is a problem in this country? Gavin Newsom, in quote, said that I think it's very complicated. No, it's not. Racism is still an issue in this country. It's still an issue. 300,000 Black women losing their jobs, nearly 1 million Americans nearly losing their jobs, federal workers being laid off. And this is not just because of that, but it's because of his bad business and ethnicity. You're doing things based on merit. So if you're not white, straight, and male, no, you can't get the position, especially in the military. With Hegseth or Keg's breath, I'm sorry, Keg's breath. In charge, do you think that you're going to get that? The election has been stolen. You better believe it because he has ties to Russia. Now let's get to the video of Vladimir Putin. Let me pull that up.
Keep it spicy in here, y'all.
Your so-called ultimatum. 10 days for Russia to abandon its mission. For a sovereign nation to bow to foreign threats. Let me remind you, we are not your colony. This is not your backyard, this is the Russian Federation. And we do not take orders, especially not from men who can't even control their own Congress.
And that's the half I'm just going to play on it. So didn't I tell y'all that Donald Trump is Vladimir Putin's silly hoe? To quote TLC, fan mail circa 1999. Didn't I tell y'all that?
Yes.
So stand up to him, Donald. Let's see you stand up to him.
Not.
But we
Donald,
know why
Donald,
he didn't play tariffs on
Donald don't stand up to certain people that he knows have the power to take him out. You feel me? Have the power to.
For the best Christmas present for all of us.
And I think that's the part that makes me very like I don't know how to feel because even that whole situation with the AI plane thing, he did that video just to shit on a 21-year-old used to be Trumper that
Harry.
flipped side. Yeah, so it's
Harry,
like
yes, and Harry
is
doing.
So it's like you mad at Harry that much that you go out your way to like, you feel me, make him a part of your, you feel me, this AI situation. Like it's obsession. You feel me? Because it's like Harry has been speaking against you for how long? You feel me? Like he's been talking about you, but the fact that y'all have time to respond to him, and it's JD Vance and Donald Trump, they both be picking on him. He's 22 years old. What is y'all doing? Y'all look crazy. Y'all are attacking a 22-year-old streamer, like because he was on y'all thought y'all had him, and y'all thought y'all had all his people that was following him and stuff like that, and then you find out that he's not with that type of stuff. He's one of them old school Republicans. He's not one of these new age Republicans. So it's like that's what happens when you think you're recruiting people that look like you, when you don't really know the political stance, how people really feel. You don't. And that's what happens when you hijack a Republican Party, when you don't even know what the Republican Party's like, what point they're going, where they're going with their future. You're literally exposing that the Republican Party never advanced. Really, never. And a Republican Party really was only effective when they were fighting for states' power. That's it.
And keep in mind, Donald Trump ran as a Democrat before he became a Republican. But he said, no, I'm going to do this. And his mother even told him he should stay out of politics. His mother even said it.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the presidential running for president a third term, the Constitution through the 22nd Amendment prohibits a president from being elected to a third term. The amendment clearly states no person should be elected to the office of president more than twice. This amendment was ratified by one of the most popular presidents in American history, Franklin D. Roosevelt. And this was in 1951. So no, he doesn't get a third term. And like I said, if it's going to have to come down to one or two things, you can do it peacefully. You can leave peacefully like he did in 2020, which we know he will not do. Or it can be us, the people, riling together, working together. And it's going to be some BLOOD shit. You can do it one or two ways, Donald. You can leave peacefully, or we can come and we can pull your fat orange ass up out of there. Because I've been waiting. I've been training and exercising every morning. I'm ready for it.
Thanks.
We're ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think that you just go sit here, because if you think even with taking away people's SNAP benefits, if you think that people not eating was the tip of the iceberg, and y'all want to blame it on trans people, you want to blame it on us, you want to blame it on Democrats, and say that it's genital mutilation, Mike Johnson, you can't open the government back up to that because you're scared. They got the 218 signatures. His ass is in the Epstein files. We know. We just don't know what extent of what things he have been doing. Bits and pieces are coming out, as now time said, from the Polaroid photo to the birthday book. Don't forget the drawing and the signature that he denied that he said it wasn't his. No, motherfucker, that's your signature. That's your ass.
That's your signature.
That's your signature.
Yo, and
what did y'all say y'all were a part of? The video just came out. Y'all said that y'all were a part of the Pussy Posse. Shout outs to the women on the I've Had It podcast.
Okay.
Y'all are some sick fucks. And especially you, Mike Johnson. You married your own fucking daughter. But see, y'all white people, y'all into all types of incest and shit like that. So I mean, not all white people, but we know that them rednecks, them racist ones, that we know y'all into some sick shit.
You feel me?
And if you've been messing around with girls that you shouldn't have been messing around with. Oh yeah. If that shoe fits, you better wear it. You a pedophile. Y'all don't like being called pedophiles and Nazis, but that's what you are. And Ruben Gallego said it best. Y'all are the party of protecting pedophiles. Open those files up and let us see what's in them if y'all are not so worried.
But this is because you got to realize, Miss Stevie, these people have indoctrinated everything. Their whole life philosophy is Republican Party. Okay, so it's just like this. That's the part that makes it so crazy, and that's why I said even people that are diehard Democrats is to a default. It's to a I'm gonna keep it real. You feel me? And it's to a flaw because if you're not it's the overturning the contradictions within the parties. The fact that people are not directly addressing the individuals that are within these both parties that are playing. I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing. Like they playing like that in our face. You feel me? So it's just like it's easy to see who is not only vocally showing up but actually physically showing up. You feel me? So that's what I say. It's making Jasmine Crockett is making a lot of people look crazy. A lot of people, because more states, more blue states should have people voicing up their opinion, being boastful about it, but they are scared.
They're terrified, and you'll have nothing to be terrified about because, see, when you are scared, that is feeding into fascism. You cannot sit up here and be scared. This is not the time. Everything is out here now. It's up now. You cannot be afraid because see that's
It's
what they want you
it's
to do.
sad to see. I'm
They
gonna keep
want
it
to
real, Miss
silence
Stevie.
you.
It's sad to see because of this, like even to see Chicago not stand up for themselves the way that they did. Vince, Vic Menson, he did a video. Vic
Yep.
Menson did a video the other day about New York City, about how we came together and we shut ICE down and all that. He was expecting that from Chicago, but then he had to start realizing that maybe Chicago's a little bit more wounded than New York City is when it comes to like the collective of coming together. Chicago don't got that. Chicago kind of got fed into the, oh, these Mexicans coming to steal our jobs. So you hear literally people in Chicago talking about some, these Mexicans stealing our jobs. Like what? So it's like
That's the
that's the difference
indoctrination.
between Chicago and New York City on the same things happening. You feel me? Even in DC, I feel like DC is another liberal place where they don't embrace the ghetto ness or the hoodness. They don't. They don't put those people in positions of power. I'm gonna keep it real. The social media activists out of DC and Chicago are only popular on the internet. They are not in the streets. Keeping it real. Okay? New York City activists, Relly Rebel, Hawk Newsom, we really in the streets. We really in the trenches. We really be in the trenches. That's why we cannot be compared to any of these other liberal ass democratic cities. They can't even sit with us. Keeping it real. And that's just being real because I'm never going to bow down my activism. If our activism was at a high level in 2016, why do we look like this in 2025, 2026? Okay, if we were out in the streets basically with no real direction, everybody was out in the street 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2020 with no direction. Why is it difficult for people to organize now? Do you not want to organize? And this is what the laziness. I feel like people just want to do the bare minimum. People want to do press conferences. People want to do conversations, community talks, but they don't actually want to put in the fucking work. The
And you got
fucking
to.
work. And that's the fucking work is the part of being in these spaces where you are opposed to both parties. You're opposed, like realistically, I'm gonna keep it a beam. There's nothing good for siding with the Democrat or the Republican Party. You got to stand in the fucking middle, and you got to tell both of them bitches, bitch, this is what I'm expecting of you. Okay, this is what I'm expecting of you. Like that's how we got to do it. We can't we can't make the Democrats feel like, oh, they got us, because that's what they do. They trick us, and then they don't perform shit. They start fucking. They get in, and then they start fucking sliding their feet. Everything is a slide. Everything is a slow response. You feel me? And this goes to even New York City. We've showed y'all. What's that girl? The little Latin girl from New York. The what's her name?
AOC? You talking about
AOC.
AOC?
We don't fuck with that bitch. Fuck her. Fuck AOC. Okay, she tricked us. She lied to us. She showed up. She acted like she was fucking with us. She don't even fuck with BLM. She don't fuck with Hawk Newsom. Even that black man, the black man that's over in the Bronx, he don't fuck with Hawk Newsom. There's a lot of these black elected Democrats in New York City that don't fuck with Hawk Newsom. They don't fuck with him. And it's why don't you want to fuck with people that are calling out people that are accolading funds? Fucking Eric Adams had his whole mistress. He had his mistress on the payroll.
I seen that. And speaking of money and payroll, new reports revealed that Donald Trump cut 500 million in deliveries to food banks across the country. Food banks were expecting more than 27 million pounds of chicken, 2 million gallons of milk, 10 million pounds of dried fruit, and 67 million eggs that never arrived, and they went to waste. So to Harrison, you want to talk about waste, fraud, and abuse? Let's talk about this big ass $300 million gaudy ballroom with all of that gold shit up in there, like this is the Oscars or something. You want to talk about waste, fraud, and abuse? This could have went to feeding people from Gaza to the United States of America, but Argentina gets a $40 billion bailout. He gets a big ass gaudy ballroom with a bunker underneath so that he can go and tuck and hide. And you want to talk about waste, fraud, and abuse? Y'all are the fucking waste, fraud, and abuse. And Elon Musk, you're not off the hook either. All of y'all cut off U.S. aid to people. You have children that are starving in Gaza. And you don't want to help people. You just rather take away their rights. That's what you'd rather do. Let me tell you something. Y'all ain't shit. And Donald Trump wants to know if he's going to heaven or hell. We can tell you where you're going. And it's not heaven, sweetie. It's the deepest pits of hell. Because there's nothing godly. And it finally took all this shit going on that y'all didn't have to vote for this. It never had to be this way. But y'all so goddamn racist, it doesn't make no sense. Y'all took your asses with your red flags on the back of your trucks that said Trump 2024, and y'all went back and pressed red in those voting machines. It never had to be this way. Your great grandmama won't eat, your great aunt won't eat, your family won't eat, and your kids will starve too. And Charlie Kirk gets a statue. This man gets some big golden dome and arch in his honor. And I already got 12-foot statues of him up somewhere. And now he got a big ass $300 million gold ballroom, 90 square fucking feet.
Yeah, Patterson, New Jersey got a mural of Charlie Kirk on their wall in Patterson. And I'm crazy. I don't know how long that's gonna be up there for, because Patterson got a lot of black people in Patterson. I don't know if y'all know, if y'all
And
ever.
Cuomo and Adams, y'all are extensions of Donald Trump. Because why did Donald Trump reach out to Eric Adams to be a part of his campaign? It's
Because
something in it for him. And he said
Eric
he
was going
wasn't
through that legal
critiquing.
troubles, and Trump got him out of that legal troubles. That's what he had to. Okay, so this is the thing. Adams had to back out of the race because of the investigation that was going to continue, and it's still going to continue against him. So for the bad press that he was receiving, and he always wants to. He likes to blame journalists. You feel me, for doing their job. How dare you journalists do your job and make up, and produce, not make up, but just produce the actual receipts to the fuckery that he be doing, the bad things that he does with New York City's money and the type of life that he was living while he was mayor. There's a
Wow.
there's a news article with Weekly, and I want to say with New York Post, where there's a guy in the street that he be having the mic. He be asking, "Oh, what y'all gonna miss about Eric Adams?" I'm gonna keep no lie. Y'all can look this up yourselves. The stuff that people were saying was like him being out at 2 o'clock in the morning, him being at the hookah bars, like him being like, what the freak? Not him putting in no like work.
Just like Andrew got skeletons in his closet, Adams got skeletons in his closet, and I'm just waiting for the workers to
Y'all saying that
spill
this is
all
a
of
good
those secrets.
mayor? You're telling me that this is a good mayor because he know how to do some pull ups.
I've
He,
seen that.
like,
Pathetic.
bro, that just the push up. He did some sets, bro. That don't nothing that they said what they liked about him was nothing about policy. Wasn't nothing about even that little rat pickup situation. New York City will never get rid of rats. Okay, it
And
just is
Eric
what it is.
Adams and Cuomo are two of the biggest rats. Y'all are afraid of Zoran because Zoran said one thing that y'all didn't like, and that's why Republicans are shook. And that is tax the rich.
Yes.
Just like anybody else should pay their fair share of taxes, we the working class people pay our taxes. I don't give a fuck if you're rich or famous. You pay your taxes. It's the thing you should be doing.
Yeah. Like Cuomo thought it was a flex that he paid $7,000 for rent, and Zoran only pays 2,300. So you think it's a flex that you pay triple the amount of rent that Zohan does, and Zohan literally wants the 2,500 to be a regular price. That is low income price for apartments in New York City. You feel me? So there was no like point made when you tried to belittle, Zoran is saying like, oh, why is he living in a poor place, like where poor people live? That's where you should be. The fact that you feel like you should be above the people, that makes it clear that you do feel like you are above the people, that you are not here for the people. You feel me? You're not representing regular New Yorkers by, paying $7,000 in rent. Like, that's crazy. That's what people are paying that have like storefronts and stuff like that. You feel me? Like, that's a whole like business. That's business rent. Like that. I don't even think business rents is like that. I think maybe like three. I seen like 3,000, like 4,000 type shit, but like 7,000. That's crazy. And that's taxpayer money. So what are you saying? Like, how are you like? That's our money you're using. You feel me? You could live in a more modest, you know, spot. You could be, a little bit more modest, because what are you paying for? Security? So our taxpayer dollars are going into make sure that you feel safe in your building. But then people that get on the train, that means you don't care about their safety. That means you don't care about the low income housing. You don't care about NYSA not doing what they're supposed to do by people, the right by people, and having people living in slums, and having people and demanding that people pay their rent even though they're living in slums where fucking feces is coming out of pipes and stuff like that. Urine is coming out of pipes. What are you talking about? Are we saying? And this is in the Bronx. This is in Queens. This is in Brooklyn. This is in Harlem. This is in Manhattan. Like, they acting like I feel like people really think that the the unmanagement, the lack of management of these housing um, parties, I mean these housing complexes, are the fault of the people that live in them.
And you
That's no
can't do
part of
that.
the
You
truth.
have to come down to the level of the people. And that's what Zoran has done. Nobody can relate to having a silver spoon in their mouth like Donald Trump and Andrew Cuomo. And what was so beautiful at that debate was the way that Zoran said, "Oh, I've got a very special guest here. You're a victim. She can't speak." I thought we need more men standing up for
Yes.
women in America. His face was priceless. So
Yeah. That's
what will you do to help with nonprofit organizations, Cuomo? That's my question to you, because Trump's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he says that he's going to target liberal nonprofit organizations supporting terrorism. No, no, no. What do you mean? Pushing back? We are Antifa. We are against fascism. If that's what you mean, yes, we're against fascism. We don't support it at all. So Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is following through on Trump's plan to investigate anyone who gives money to liberal groups. You mean people who oppose what he's doing? And Cuomo is not going to critique. Whereas you were looking for him to give a response on Donald Trump targeting Letitia James, the Attorney General in New York, he didn't do anything. Whereas Zoran condemned him for it. He condemned him for it. He said, "No, you can't do this. You out of bounds. You out of pocket."
yeah.
So what are you going to do, Cuomo? Are you going to do that? Because you and Adams, y'all said y'all were not going to be critical of Trump, whether he bailed you out or not. But I can tell you one person that he did bail out that was critical of him and recognized his privilege. And that was Todd, what's his name? Todd Presley. Todd Presley said, I don't stand for this at all. I realize I'm a white man and I've got privilege, but this is wrong what's going on to other people. George Santos is not going to do the same.
Say it again.
George Santos, the queen that got pardoned by Trump, is
Yeah.
not going to do the same. So don't look forward to George Santos finding the light. That's if he can keep up with his Ulta Beauty receipts, because we know about those receipts too, George.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, if you willing to bend the knee to Donald Trump's fascism, you get a pardon. You get a reward. If you're willing to give him what he wants, you're willing to get a reward. And Cuomo and Adams are an extension of Trump. So that's why they don't like Zoran, because Zoran wants to tax billionaires and millionaires.
Thanks.
And that
Straight
should
up.
be the way it is.
And I feel like the fact that like it's what is it, communists? The fact that like that's the slur. You know, you communist. Like that's they slur. That's their only
Marxists,
slur.
liberals.
You
Yeah.
liberals. So it's just like y'all, the fact that you are a Klans member, you are a Nazi. You feel me? So it's just like the slurs aren't the same. I'm gonna keep it real. Like it's not a slur. It's not a slur to call us these things, to say that we're Antifa or any of these things, because Antifa is anti. You feel me? So it's like, and just to be anti is not bad. The fact that even he was trying to say like, oh, so you're an anti. Yeah, we're anti fucking like anti racism. Like, yes, you have to be. What are you supposed to be pro? Oh, you want me to be pro? Oh, that's what it is. So it's just like that. I feel like that verbiage is even crazier. Okay, so they want you to not be critical thinking and just be pro for something. Because if you're critical thinking, then you're gonna say I'm against, opposed to something. So they want you to not be, don't be opposed, because opposed means you're wrong. Don't question nothing, accept everything. That doesn't even make sense. So, oh, Americans, we know that you have free will, and you have the ability to process and think for yourself, but we don't want you to do that. We want one mind machine. We need everybody to be on the same machine. We are under attack, and the only way to save America is if we kill everybody and send everybody home and defund everything that actually was meant to serve the poor working class. Let's keep it real. Poor working class was white before it was ever black. Okay, so it's just like we hadn't even become the poor until y'all allowed us to become the poor working class, and that was like in the 70s. Okay, people wasn't receiving stamps until like the 70s. People were black people. Okay, blacks was not receiving when stamps came out was like in the 1950s. Okay, that's when the first if you look it up on record, the first person to receive stamps was a white woman.
Affirmative action, and it benefits them too. And I keep bringing all of these things up because it benefits them more than it benefits us. Y'all thought it was just us. Y'all thought that y'all were voting to own the libs. And shout outs to Booker Squared, Elizabeth Booker. She just posted a video. They posted some bullshit right now, trying to blame Democrats for the SNAP benefits. People not getting their SNAP benefits. No, no, no. Democrats tried to hold the line. It's Republicans that's messing everything up. Let me play what Elizabeth Booker just posted.
Website for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, or USDA, which is the federal agency that administers SNAP, which is the food stamp program, and it says the well has run dry. As of November 1st, there will be no more food stamps because the Senate Democrats are holding out for health care for illegal aliens and genital mutilation surgery. Now, that's all bullshit. The Republicans made that up because they're trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes, okay? And it's not true. And they put that on that website in violation of the Hatch Act because they're so good at breaking the law. For example, Trump is now being sued by 25 states for not funding food stamps because he could like that with emergency funds, like another shutdowns. But he's choosing not to. He just wants to starve people. And even if they did want to go ahead and argue about healthcare later, but pass the food stamp, now the Republicans could do that. It could be in a separate bill, totally possible. But they're choosing not to do it, and they're banking on Americans being stupid and falling for this nonsense, okay? But since they want to bring up healthcare, I want to remind you that it's not about healthcare for illegal aliens. The Republicans are trying to cut the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act health insurance plans on the marketplace for U.S. citizens. And the Democrats were like, that's insane, because millions of people will lose their health insurance, and you've already cut over $1 trillion from Medicare and Medicaid. Like, why are you trying to take away health care from U.S. citizens? And if you don't believe me that it's for U.S. citizens, go to your website for your state's ACA marketplace plan, try to apply. You have to put in a social security number, right? Common sense, but I guess that ain't so common. And so the Republicans are lying right now, and they can fund food stamps at any time without the Democrats, but they're choosing not to because they want everyone to starve. This is currently on the website for the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
And she said it brilliantly. So they're trying to fool you. They're saying it's
Yeah.
the trans people, it's us. And as my girl, Misha Robinson, who was here with me when I did my conversation with her real life ATL, make sure y'all go and check her out. She said first they pull the blanket off the bed, then they go for the sheet, and then they pull the whole fucking mattress off the bed till it's bare. There's nothing there. They came for trans people, and that's how Donald Trump won this election. It was the trans, it was the immigrants. They're bad. They're poisoning the blood in this country. And now what have they labeled trans people? They have labeled us nihilistic, violent terrorists.
To be
So
to
while
be
they're trying to
the
gaslight you and pull the
smallest.
wool over your eyes, smoke and mirrors, distract you,
Yeah.
they're doing it. It's
Yeah. To
Donald
be.
Trump. It's Donald fucking Trump, Elon Musk, and these Republicans that's in the House and Senate. Y'all have everything from the Supreme Court to the House to the Senate. It is a Republican trifecta over everything. That map is blood red, baby. So don't sit up here and try to pull the wool over people's eyes and blame Democrats for this shit when they tried to hold the line. And now you want to take people off of the Affordable Care Act? His ass is going to Walter Reed Medical more than one visit. So don't sit up here and tell me that it's trans people. It's not us. We're doing nothing but living our truth. And if that's a problem from you, because you know what the real problem is the fact that my existence in this world, when you start to use your religion and your beliefs to infringe into my personal life and how I live as an African American Black trans woman, bold, outspoken, beautiful, and unapologetic, that's a problem. Because I didn't vote for this shit here. I voted to make sure that everybody else had in this country. I didn't vote because of my privilege. But white men overwhelmingly, and white women too, y'all not off the hook either. Y'all voted for this shit. So that's why we in the position we're in
Latinos.
right
You feel me?
now. What y'all
The
gonna do? While black people, we know how to
conservative
survive.
blacks.
What y'all gonna do when next month the first get here of November? Because Friday's my birthday. The first will be here. So what
Saturday.
the fuck you gonna do when the first get here?
Yeah.
What you gonna do when Christmas gets here and you want to have to feed Nana and Papa? Hospitals closing down, nursing homes. Did you hear what Elizabeth just said? Your health care is gonna be impacted. So when your daughter, if she needs life-saving care, or a new woman in your family needs life-saving care, what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna have to drive longer wait. You're gonna have to drive further out, longer wait times. So what you gonna do? Have y'all seen, even with federal workers, TSA, if you plan on going out the country, going home to visit your family or whatever, have y'all seen the lines? Go to Atlanta. Go to
Yeah.
Atlanta. You'll see what I'm saying. So before y'all try to gaslight the American people, I'm here to say no, this is not true. It's not trans people. It's not the immigrants. I told my sister that it's a shame that we all have to suffer. It sure is. It sure is. But one thing black people know how to do, we know how to survive. We know how to take little to nothing and make it work. I'll be okay. We'll all be okay.
We
I'm in the
definitely will.
process of trying to move. I seen a beautiful home that I want to get me and my mom. And we're going to make it work. We're going to make it do what it do.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Okay. Yes.
So black people, we got means and ways to survive. Whereas y'all going to be fucked, white people. We don't know what y'all going to do, but this is all on you. But black people, we can't sit this out. Keep in mind, and Alvin even said that, and I think now's the time, said it the last time that he was here, is that we cannot afford to sit out. I know people saying we in our rest period. Yes, we can rest. Rest is a form of resistance. However, if
Okay.
they come knocking on
So
your
like
door,
rest
you
was
better be
during
getting
the
up there
3 months
ready.
of summer that we had. We was able to rest to get out. You feel me? But like I said, like I feel like the month of October is in November. You feel me? And this is every October, September, October, November. I feel like it is very like important that we do make our we politicize our conversations. Period. Because everything, your life, I'm gonna keep it real. It's a political thing. I'm gonna keep it real. Black people existing in America is political. Okay, keeping it real. Like people be trying, oh, stop trying to make stuff political. Everything, all of our existence is political. Okay, They literally created mass incarceration because of the elimination of free
Alligator
labor.
Auschwitz. And yes, black people are being detained. So if you don't think that you can't be detained, the same way they started locking up officers who thought it would be a good idea to go out here and collaborate with ICE. Ain't it funny how the rabbit got the gun?
Not checking on your own status. You feel me? Too busy trying to, check on other people's status. Your status not even together. You don't even got no representation here. You don't even got no paperwork, no documents. And
Oh,
this
they
is
don't
even
believe in
going
due
to the point.
process. That's exactly how they did it in Germany. Baby, they took away due process and everything.
No due
Hitler just
process.
placed them in camps. Alligator Auschwitz, you think Ron, the Satan, as my brother King Jobs so brilliantly called him, is going to close down Alligator Auschwitz in Florida? No, they still detaining people up off the street. And it's black people they started detaining too. They've been coming for us and they never stopped coming for us. So it's going to have to come a time where black people, we're going to have to get out there and literally squabble up because now we are the hunted. They hunted Latinos. We thought it would just be them. No, 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 no. They knocked. Did you see how they tore out that black community over there? Was it in Illinois? How they bust
Mm-hmm.
down those people's doors, broke the windows, zip tied children naked, destroyed people's home and personal belongings, people's medications, people's food, refrigerators open, people's personal belongings scattered out on the floor, windows, and no repercussions. There's nobody there to stop these people. And you can get in without a criminal background check and just go work with them. And it's our people that are taking these jobs.
Yeah.
And it's all because of the propaganda, as Now's the Time said. They are now putting up AI posters, putting up posters to try to criminalize black people. We are the victims. We're not the fucking criminals. We have been the victims for 400 years. So don't ever get up here and say, well, it's the blacks, it's the immigrants. And some of y'all Latinos, Venezuelan Americans, and some of y'all out here, y'all voted for Donald Trump. We warned you and we told you what this man would do. And it was listed in Project 2025 that people failed to read. You did not have to read the entire thing. There were bullet points and slides out here. I still have them posted. Well, it's like 1,000 posts here on my page. But going through, you can still see that when I kept, now times my witness and others have been the witness of me, keeping people updated on the polls, on what's going on Project 2025, warning people left and right. And I feel like all of that is going to waste. Because at this point, black people, we tried to warn you. As Roland Martin would say, we tried to tell you, and you did not listen. You did not listen because you don't listen to black women. And we can go down a list of black women who y'all haven't listened to about racism, about misogyny, about homophobia, transphobia, and any other phobia there is. Let's go down the list here. Asata Shakur, whom me and Now's the Time have such a great liking to. This woman was powerful. Angela Davis, Aretha Franklin, they tapped her phone. There are ways and means, because if you don't believe that ICE isn't watching you, this just sends chills down your fucking spine. They have created a database of us to find out who's an immigrant in this country so they can deport us out here. Thank Peter Thiel. Congratulations to Peter Thiel. Palantir. That's what that's for. To create a central watch system of us. And I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. It's true.
Miss Holiday, what's her name? Miss Holiday. She was also
Billie Holiday,
Billie Holiday. Yeah,
uh,
they
Nina
put her on
Simone.
drugs. Let's say they've been out here doing some devilish things. Like when I seen the Billie Holiday story, the life of Billie Holiday, that thing made me cry. Keeping it real, and it's
They
because like
tap these women's phones. Eartha Kitt is another one.
the
They call
drugs.
them rebels. They call them radicals. These
Yeah,
women were aware. Angela Davis, y'all did the same shit to her. How y'all tried to put these charges on this woman. This woman ain't did that shit. But y'all love doctoring up charges the same way you did with Tish James in New York, mortgage fraud. Let's get into the fraud, all right. How this motherfucker stole from cancer charities. Let's talk about it, as Azalea Banks would say. Let's talk about it.
yeah.
Let's talk about the waste, fraud, and
That
abuse.
Jewish
You know what
man
I'm
that just
saying?
his court case got adjourned. He's the Jewish man that was stealing all them people's house in Brooklyn. He was basically stealing their houses from them. Yeah, he in jail. His court case got fucking postponed until I think maybe January. So it's like, bitch, why is y'all playing with us? This man was found. He's basically just give him guilty. Like he was found is enough evidence for y'all to arrest him. So why aren't we just making this a speedy trial? Why are y'all prolonging this? Because you don't want black people to have dictatorship over their own lives, lands, or resources. You don't want people to have neighborhoods, black affluent neighborhoods. They don't want us to have doctors and surgeons and teachers in our
Businesses.
own neighborhood.
Remember Tulsa, Oklahoma, the first Black Wall Street, and all of these other Black businesses in history.
It's black
They burn
communities.
them down to the ground.
They
They
are
come in
coming
and
at black
disrupt them.
communities. There's no lie. There's no lie about that. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make the black class system be a situation to where we have folks that are bootlickers and that are more submissive to white supremacy fighting with the real blacks that look out for black people. You feel me? So that's what it is. That's what the
Like
distraction is.
Harrison, old Harrison, who I just tore his ass up on CNN, and you still got Byron Donalds, and another one from my city of South Carolina, Tim Scott. I'm never gonna stop riding your raccoon-eyed shaped ass. I'm never gonna stop riding you. Y'all tap dance. Byron Donalds is another one as well too. If y'all don't believe that they're not out here, oh, trust and believe they're still out here. Y'all have joined the party
Even
along with white supremacy.
the one Botox Barbie, she the one that said it. She was like, yeah, I don't. She was talking to a black conservative person. She was like, yeah, maybe they may not be all the way out racist in front of you, but in front of me, they racist. The racist undertones happen. You feel me? Maybe you may not be in the room, but we definitely talk some racist stuff. Like, you feel me? So it's like to say that, oh, Democrats are the only ones pushing this race conversation. No, Republicans lead it because they don't even talk about or talk to you when you're in rooms. They
And
allow you to be
Republicans
in rooms, but
dismiss
if they
it.
don't want
They
you to be in the
dismiss it.
room when they're talking about certain subjects, they do not invite you.
And
How
they
are you a part
dismiss
of a
it.
party where you don't get invited to certain events? How are y'all in a party together where y'all have white only events? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and then you're trying to say, oh, white people aren't like that. You wasn't even invited. There's events going on where, like all y'all supposed to come together and be y'all are not invited to the all white parties. What is that
That's the
telling you?
1%. The all white, the big gold, gaudy ballroom that he has. Remember, he had a dinner up there in the White House. Were y'all invited,
Oh,
MAGA?
yeah.
MAGA, were y'all invited? This was for the 1%. Millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires. If you're not on their tax caliber, like Elon Musk, Peter Thiel,
Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg, if you're not up there with them, you ain't getting no invite to that party.
Oh.
But y'all voted for this because y'all wanted to own the libs. You wanted to put black people back in our place. You want to put women in their place. You want to eradicate LGBT people. And that's where we have a problem. They want it to be an all white America. If y'all seen the show Leave It to Beaver, that's what they want to go back to. They don't want to go back to, whereas it's a movie with Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, Zoe Saldana too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want to do. We want to merge cultures. We want to work together. We don't want it to be a Leave It to Beaver type of world. It's not just going to be white, straight, and male. You're going to have all people from all walks of life. And that's what these white supremacists are fearful of. That's what these white men and white people are fearful of, is we are the majority. They're losing theirs. They're not the majority. They're not. So this is white fear. This is what this is. And Roland Martin wrote a whole book. There are so many books out here that people can read on white supremacy. But right now we need to be galvanizing, helping out with food shelters. because there's nobody that's going to be doing this. If they're not going to release funding, you're going to have to probably do what TLC did with what's his name, Clive Davis and the record company. That's
Pull
probably
up
what we,
that
the people, going to have to do.
Louis V Slugger. Get y'all some Louis V Sluggers. You could be some
That's
brass
probably what we
knuckles.
might. It's going to have to come down to, if you know, you know, because they're not releasing these funds for people to have SNAP benefits, to have food, for workers to be paid. Even the military is going to be impacted. The troops are going to be impacted. Let me pull up that story, because this doesn't make any sense what they're doing with the military as well, too. I mean, it's impacting everybody, everything that he's doing. And early voting is today, the NAACP. Head on over to the naacp.org/vote. Definitely go and vote if you can, wherever you're at. So I'm waiting on this story right here to pull up from Aaron Parnas, where he was saying that the military, yes, pay was going to be impacted. Yep. Air traffic controllers missed a paycheck as Trump finds funds to pay ICE. And that's what they're doing. My God. And another thing, I need y'all to take this man seriously when this man says that he is going to run a third term. This is serious. I need people to take that serious. Another thing just happened. Republicans have divisions. There was a private call with Mike Johnson. So let this be like a guiding light somewhat. There's already war amongst them. So that's just a little light right there. If something is going on, because they know that their policies are unpopular, they don't sit well with us. But I'm trying to find the one where the military is going to be impacted. But a federal judge blocked those. And Mike Johnson also said that Republicans have no plans to fund food stamps amid the shutdown. It's been 4 weeks, 28 days, and people have not seen their benefits that should be coming on the first. Some people got theirs, but I know next month, November, it could be impacted by everything that Mike Johnson is doing. So that's where we have to learn how to share. We have to stock up, because if people don't see their food stamps coming in, they don't see their SNAP benefits coming in, it's gonna be like the LA riots. I'm telling you, and stores are already preparing for it. They're already getting something out here called hashtag no see November. If you see people stealing in the store, don't see nothing. What the Pam say on Martin? We ain't seen nothing. We ain't seen nothing. Nothing. We don't know. So
Yeah, I've heard
you
about
take
some
away these white
Walmarts
people's straight. You take
closing.
away their SNAP benefits. Take away these white women and these white people's SNAP benefits. And that's what you're doing now. You said you have no plans on funding it. I've been stocking up. Thank you, Nurse Trula. Everybody stock up. Perishable items, dry foods, beans. My mom cooks almost damn near every day in the house, as well as myself. So yes, make sure that you're stocking up. Make sure that your fridge is good. Make sure you have all of the essentials that you need, because shit about to get wild. And like I said, these white people find out that they are not going to be seeing their benefits on the first, they're going to raise hell up in hot water. And it's much rather them than us black people, because we know what will happen if we take our asses to the streets. This man is preparing for something. Why is he deploying troops here in Illinois, troops here in Los Angeles, troops here in where was it? Mississippi? Or what other place was it, y'all? Let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Why is he deploying troops? Just deploying troops. Because November is election time. And voter intimidation is a thing. And you have Pam Bondi, who just openly admitted to that, saying we're going to send people to monitor the polls. This is not no fucking library. You're not monitoring anything. It's a voter intimidation tactic to scare people from voting. That's what it's for.
Thanks.
Wake up. Wake up, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
This man does not plan on leaving. And we had a hard time getting him out the first time. But it's going to have to come down to one or two things. I need people to know. Everybody need to be vigilant and aware to what is going on, your surroundings around you, because they watching us. And Donald Trump, I don't give no fucks about you watching me and my platform, you punk pussy ass bitch. You are a pathetic little dick motherfucker. You scared of powerful women. You got the right one today. And this ain't no internet shit. If I see you in your face, I will curse you out. And Letitia James is not afraid of you either.
Right.
You love to attack black women.
Maybe.
Where was that energy for Westmore? Why didn't you go send the FBI to knock on his door in Baltimore? Since you sent the FBI to Letitia James' house, talking about they were surveying the property. Y'all motherfuckers was not surveying no property. Who do y'all think y'all are? Well, y'all the FBI, but who y'all think y'all fool?
Thanks.
Who do y'all think y'all fooling talking about y'all surveying property because you want to buy land? That white lady that was what was it, over the apartments over there in that lush, posh part of New York? It was beautiful over there, where Letitia James stays at. She said, excuse me, what are y'all doing in front of her house? You can leave.
Intimidating.
Videotape, get body cams.
Yeah, they're trying to intimidate her.
Make sure that you keep everything documented. Technology is key in times like this. They get angry when you film them and when you put them on camera. Keep it documented because trust and believe. The Nuremberg trials is here. Me and Now's Time know about that. And for anybody, if you studied Hitler in Germany, the Nuremberg trials, trust and believe that people will have their day. And that means Noam, Kegsbreath, what's the other one's name? Holman, who took the $50,000 bribe. By the way, where is the money? Tom, where's the money? Christy Noam, you out here, you got private jets. Oh yeah, I covered that story too. So where's the money? Why is it the money going to help people in Gaza? Why is it the money going to help feed people in the United States of America? Because we need food. We just ask for food and basic universal health care, and you can't even provide that. But this motherfucker takes 2 trips to Walter Reed Medical. And you got Bobblehead Barbie up here, KK Carolyn Levitt, trying to gaslight us. They're lying. This regime is not to be trusted.
Thanks.
Not to be trusted. Not a thing. And as far as people getting sick, I would suggest everybody, whatever you believe, that's your personal belief. But I say go on ahead and strap up, protect yourself. If you know, you know. So you won't get sick. I got my flu shot over the weekend. So make sure that you're taking care of that. Because everything RFK Jr., yes, he's still there. We hadn't heard about him in the news anymore, really, but he's still there. So make sure, take care of that. They all need to be in jail. And I don't know why they didn't impeach and indict this man the first time. That's my only critique with Joe Biden. Overall, Joe Biden got us out of that pandemic. And when a pandemic comes this time, we won't be prepared. He done got rid of FEMA, done got rid of everybody at the CDC, done fired everybody that is there qualified giving us the information because Donald Trump does not believe in the truth. You want to know what that fucker believes in? He believes in eugenics. And Elon Musk here came all the way here from South Africa. He believes in eugenics as well, too. And Stephen Miller, who is a white nationalist and Nazi, by the way. And Kegsbreath. Kegsbreath got those tattoos on his arm. So
Spiderweb.
yes,
You got one. Spiderweb.
spiderweb.
Yeah.
Yep, the
Yeah.
Nazi symbol on his
Spider.
arm.
Yeah.
Yep, he's
Mm-hmm.
got it on
Yeah.
his arm, tatted on it.
They
He
they
should have
they
been
usually
impeached
get
and
they'll
removed.
get the spiderweb on the elbow. They'll get the SS, the S like the double S one.
That's swastika. That's
Yeah.
it. Swastika.
Mm-hmm.
They have it. Y'all know about the Aryan Nation in prison. Those are
Yeah.
white nationalists too.
Yeah. They got a few
Impeachment.
different symbols. They got a few different symbols. I know the double lightning bolt is one of them. Um, Yeah, it's a lot of like tattoos that officers get, and these ICE agents too. The reason why some of them got long sleeves on is because of their to cover up their tattoos.
Hell yeah, they
Um,
cover up their face. They was weaponizing masks during the pandemic too. Why y'all
yeah,
covering up your face now? Before you had a problem with wearing a mask. Why are y'all covering up your face
because
now?
it's not
Take
it's
down
not
those
us
masks so that we can
doing it, it's
rearrange
them
your
now
smile.
doing it. So it's okay when they do it, but it's a problem when we do it. You didn't know that.
But we got
You know,
costumes. People have been creative. And I say, wear your costumes, make it fun. Wear your costumes. Some people showed up as big dinosaurs. It was funny. So,
yeah,
in a resistance, you can have fun. That's what you have to do to block off fascism. You have to do something. You have to disrupt it. You cannot continue to let it go on. And impeachment
that's right.
removal. Impeachment is on the way. Nurse Trula, he's been impeached twice. Mitch McConnell is
Yeah.
also to blame for this. Did y'all see that video of Mitch McConnell taking that beautiful fall last week or the week before? Brought me so much joy. So much joy. Mitch, how did those stairs taste, baby? How did they taste?
Oh,
How did that ground taste
what do
when
you
you
call
fell?
them? Humpty Dumpty he had a great fall.
Yes, and then he was still frozen in time. I mean, Beyonce gave us the mute challenge at Renaissance. So, Mitch, are you still frozen? Because there's
Mitch
something
fell to
wrong.
the
You need
ground
to
so
retire.
slow. That jump was crazy. When he fell on the ground, I was like, and then they had to get him up slow because old people when they fall, you can't just yank them up because you might pull an arm out the socket. I was like, this ain't this the most craziest. That man does. He needs to be in a nursing home. He do not need to be working.
Yeah,
Like
man, Donald
it's
Trump. Donald Trump is 79. Y'all both the same age. Y'all are rhinos. It is time for something young, something youthful. And Kamala is that. Kamala was
yeah.
that. Donald Trump is 79 and he's talking about running a third term. You won't make it to see that. Baby, JD Vance is waiting
He
for
don't
you.
even run. That's why I said I could see it if he was like exercising, working out, and stuff like that. He is not. He's not a fit president. You feel me? Like physically fit
All
at
that,
all. Like
all
he's
the Mickey D's, all of these damn hamburgers and stuff, all this, it's not good for you. But why did you have an MRI? Is my question. Why did you have an
that
MRI? It's
he has a
something
bad
there, y'all.
heart. His heart can't be that good. Keeping it real. When you using medicine to get your meat up, you feel me? Like that has a negative effect on your heart. And when you're taking all of these different types of pills, pain pills and things like that, that also makes it affects your organs. You feel me? And liver, and heart. You feel me? So yeah, MRIs is because the organs is definitely um shutting down, kidney function and stuff like that. So it's just like kidney function, bad kidney function means death. You feel me? We can take your liver, we can take your liver, you can live with a liver, but kidneys you can't live without. In your heart, you need that organ. You feel me? You need that. And if really if we're gonna keep it being, it's a lifestyle choice that Donald Trump is starting to now catch up with them, just like Ozzy Osbourne. You feel me? Like any person that is a abuser of drugs, alcohol, or people, usually it does take an effect on their physical body. Because people
And
may
it
not get their
deteriorates over
justice
time.
in the logistics in the law form, but we will get our justice in the his physical body, breaking down. You feel me? Because there's no such thing as um a fountain of youth. Okay, and if there was, Trump definitely don't know where it's at. Okay, he has no idea where it's at. So it's just like the ideas of people that were born in the 1940s. Keeping it real, this is just
Jim
really
Crow,
what's
he was
going on.
growing up in the Jim Crow era too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like this is the reason why they have this need to re reassociate re-empower the deep south, you feel me, this south behavior, because I'm gonna keep it real. What it was is the fact of integration. Integration, the way that integration happened in America, it really affected the whites the worst. Okay, because
Yeah.
this is where they couldn't keep on lying about who made music, who was writing the music. They couldn't keep on writing about, you feel me? They couldn't keep writing about who was the better athlete. They couldn't keep on arguing about who was the better mathematician. Okay, because when it comes to like inventions, the invention aspect, the invention era, okay, it came in the 1950s, the 1940s, the 1960s, the 1970s. That's when black entrepreneurial was booming, and it's booming in a way of like air conditioning, GPS, like all the
Yeah.
things that we have today, we wouldn't have without these pioneers. You feel me? Because we may not have got credited the most credit as we deserve, but they do have names. We do have folks with that have some type of um, recognition within our community. You feel me? So it's like we don't get full credit for anything that we do, and that's the issue. I feel like the issue where Black Americans have what we have with this country is that you do not recognize us for our achievements if you can't take credit for it. You only like our achievements are only accepted or give the thumbs up if it somehow panders to you, to whiteness, or the white person has to somehow say, "Oh, yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, white people. Thank you for giving this opportunity." No, we're not we don't have to be thankful for opportunities. We want to reframe our verbiage, because I feel like in reclaiming your power is how we can set the record straight. On innovation, on elevation, on community, on how folks should come together in these times, in the times of um, you know a orange man thinking that he's a king. You feel me? And then I feel like even to the point of uh, they they don't want to acknowledge that Donald Trump is not moving as a president, but he is moving as a king, is another thing that's throwing me all the way off. Okay, because the way that he's going about throwing his weight around is very much dictator king. Period.
And he's vowed to be dictator on day one. So to those out there who just laughed at it, y'all on Fox News, y'all laughed at it, and now y'all don't have access to the Pentagon. Keg's breath made sure of that. Anybody, he's gonna have to vet them. They literally have to do loyalty tests in order to get in and have a conversation to make sure that it's going to be biased to make him look good, because fascists do not like when you are giving people the actual truth. So they want it to be state brand media news. And it is important that you have outlets like a Style by Stevie, like a Alvin Tip for Tat, this or that. Y'all need to head on over and subscribe, because Alvin holds the panels and I enjoy doing it with my colleagues. So hopefully now's the time to be joining us. But he also has a radio show as well too, Whale FM. Cafre over there in the LA Bay Area. Y'all need to be going to check him out as well too. You have to disrupt the system. For those of you who are wondering, what can I do? How can I be objective? Even the No Kings protest, with 7 million people showing up worldwide saying no kings. We have to keep this energy. It doesn't stop there. That means general strike. That means economic blackout. There are ways and means that you can disrupt their pockets. If they want us to hurt and suffer, you reverse it right back on them. You make their pockets hurt. There is nothing more satisfying to me than a billionaire crying about losing money. Because you saw how they took away Jimmy Kimmel's show
Mm-hmm.
and how fast, what was it, CBS, ABC put him right back in place.
Yep.
That's because of our power. That's because of our strength, the ones who watch
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Kimmel. You have to make sure that you are disrupting it. Because if not, then you no longer have a democracy. We will have a democracy if you fight for it.
Thanks.
And at this rate, and what Donald Trump is doing, I don't see a democracy right now. What I see is autocracy because he's doing it, as Now's the Time said, at a very fast pace. And he has all of the cards stacked in his favor. Blocking the courts out, disobeying and defying court orders. A federal judge will block something, he'll go past it and do it anyway. And the more I've noticed something about him and his niece, Mary Trump, y'all need to be supporting Mary Trump Media because she's a clinical psychologist and she knows just how dangerous her uncle is. She wrote a book about it called Too Much and Never Enough, How the World's Most Dangerous Man Was Created. And that is a clear indication right there of how dangerous Donald Trump is and how far he will go to have power.
Yeah.
This is going to get a whole lot worse because remember, he said he wanted to shoot protesters in the leg. Can I just shoot him in the leg? It's going to be rubber bullets at first, and then the next is going to be actual bullets. So it's time for everybody to wake up. And that means white people, we're waiting on you. Black people, we've been woke. We've been aware to everything that this man is about. We begged, we pleaded, we warned you not to vote for this. But we're now in the predicament with you. Unfortunately, black people will be okay. We're not so sure about y'all. But black people, we're going to be okay because we've been through the worst. So what are y'all going to do come November 1st, December 1st? And then boom, January 2026 will be here. And y'all still don't have food. Especially the farmers. The soybean farmers, let's get into that. What are you going to do? Now he's talking about purchasing diseased meat from Argentina.
Oh, really?
So that's what you want. Are we great yet, America? White America, are we great yet? To the ones that voted for Donald Trump, the 77 million Americans that voted for this man. Are we great yet?
Thanks.
So what are y'all going to do when it comes to feeding your children? Because they're not even going to feed the children in schools. What are y'all going to do? And it's sad. It never had to be this way. Had y'all would have all voted the same way black people and the rest of us voted, because we voted for everybody to have and not have to go without. And people are literally having to cut off their family members because y'all voted for Trump. As Now's the Time stated, y'all been indoctrinated. And that what we saw up here on stage in front of the military with him today, that is indoctrination. Let me play that video clip because that shouldn't have happened today. Him and Keg's Breath did it again and again. Where's that clip of him? I think it was Aaron Piernez. One of them got up here and said exactly what they were going to do. I think I sent it to the group chat. Let me check the short stack revolution. Not MAGA reciting Revelations 13:3. No. Now y'all want to talk about God. Oh, right here.
Unlike past administrations, we will not be politically correct. You don't mind that, do you? When it comes to defending the United States, we're no longer politically correct. We're going to defend our country
any way we have to, and that's usually not the political.
He isn't hiding his plans, and that's what the
Yeah.
caption says. He's letting you know clear as day that he plans to turn the military on us, the American people. That should send chills down anybody's spine. And I'm not putting fear or stoking fear into you. But this is what he plans to do. This is the same way Hitler rose to power in Germany by saying it's the Jewish people that are they're poisoning the blood. And then you have Stephen Miller, Squidward from SpongeBob, reciting Joseph S. Goebbels' same exact speech word for word. It's no coincidence. He says we will not be politically correct. That means anybody who's pushing back against him is going to be purged or removed out of the military. And we have been seeing videos of troops being fired from the military and pushed out of the military because they don't align with his political ideology. That's how indoctrination works. And I talked to my other colleague, Deshaun, about that as well, too, and he said the same thing about how indoctrination works. How they can say, keep saying it over and over again, and people will believe it, that it's the Jews, it's the blacks. What happened in Springfield, Ohio, with stochastic terrorism? Haitian community under attack. And y'all thought that y'all could go where now's the time is at and deport a bunch of Haitian Americans. How did that work for you? How did that work for you? And I have family in New York.
Yeah.
My father's originally from New York. I have a sister, a brother there. I have family there. So y'all thought that y'all was going to try to deport Haitian Americans in New York. How did that work out for you? Baby, they gathered up so quick, you would think Beyonce or Lil Kim is coming to town. They gathered, and y'all got the fuck on up out of there.
That it's like they came to the worst spot at the worst time because I think it was around like 4 or 5 in the evening. They tried to do it, so it was just like y'all did this at the worst time. People coming home from work, you feel me? So it's people getting out of the car, people are parking, you feel me? People are just stopping in traffic, getting out of the car. So that's why it got so thick so fast because they were on a residential street. You feel me? So when you try to do that type of stuff, and then the one perk thing about residential parking is basically park kind of like anywhere, basically. So yeah, I think that was the other part of why it was so many people there, and they were able to react so fast is because it was a residential neighborhood, and everybody on that block they speak with each other, you know what I mean, on a regular basis without ICE being there. So I think I think people have to realize too, New Yorkers, we could tell a newbie in our neighborhood. You feel me? Like we could tell when people are not here for good reasons or good intentions. So that was the other part. And then the fact that they had these things on their faces and stuff like that. It's just, I'm gonna give her it just doesn't give like they trying to be secret about it. You know what I mean? I feel like they thought that people would um just allow them to do whatever they were doing, and not say nothing. But this is not the same as like a drug bust, or something. It's not like when it's like a warranted. You feel me? Like if it was warranted, then you feel me, we wouldn't have anything as much to say about it. But the fact that it's not warranted, that these search and seizures aren't warranted, that's the reason why we have an issue with it. So there's people within New York City that feel like we're active, we're too much of an activist um, for foreigners, for people that are coming to this country. And what I say to that is that if I continue to allow what we have already allowed to the black people here in America, of course they're going to pick on every other marginalized group here in the States. So if I know that I have the most years in on this situation, I assume that folks that are not as experienced with this situation would take the lead of black people, because I think this is what it is where Latin people got it confused or whatever. okay, so like if we take it back to like 2015, 2016, and we were, letting people know, hey, Black Lives Matter. Instead of, I feel like Latin people feeling like it was like we weren't including them. Instead of like realizing, hey, you're before you were raped by the colonizer, you also black. Feel me? So I feel like they have attached themselves to white supremacy, and that's why they missed the boat when it was on the black when we were on the Black Lives Matter situation, and allowing people to figure out identity, like who they want. If you want to claim to the oppressor, or do you want to, embrace what you actually are, what your indigenous people would say you are, and that's indigenous. You feel me? Because that's the one thing that connects uh, Native people to America, to African Americans and stuff like that, is being indigenous to a land. Okay, that's, you feel me? And I think that's the other part of where we haven't really got into those conversations with our Latin American brothers and sisters, our Asian American brothers and sisters, or any of our um, foreign brothers and sisters from any colonized nation, any nation that's been colonized. You know, we've not been able to have those conversations. So for people to think that we should have this like collective mind and this collective unity, we haven't been able to actually have it because COINTELPRO, every time we would do something similar to coming together collectively, um, even within the class struggle, within the race struggle, or the race separation, we've tried to work through those things before, and I feel like people are afraid because it hasn't worked fully in the past. Like we haven't really seen success in us all grouping together. So I think this is the other reason why, um, like uh, Black Americans uh, feel like they haven't been represented, and that's to be true. I'm gonna keep it real because what Black Americans did with combining with the Democratic Party is they took on the issues of everybody instead of like saying, hey, we need the United Nations to help us out with this situation. We were like, oh, just put it on our bill. We'll take it. You feel me? So when we wrote for rights and inclusion, we said inclusion for everybody, even the foreign people. So that's why Black Americans don't receive as much as what we fought for, because we fought for the rights of disabled people, like, you feel me, women rights, disabled rights, all that stuff came around civil rights. You feel me? And I feel like people don't really realize that until you really think about it and break it down. That's the reason why. Um, and then the fact that black people didn't have a nation. So if we are just claiming blackness, they're just going to go back to the law book. Okay, black people. Oh, they 3/4 is a person, 3/4 is vote, 3/4 is a person. So it's like that's why if you kind of claim onto that, it's not going to work. It's not. And this is the part of me. I read law. I've been in the law library. Okay, and I know that law is king. Okay, so it is stated in law books to even the separation of religion. Why we have white churches and black churches. There's a tax bracket situation. White churches, they get a lot more benefits to where it's not like a grant type of situation. It's not a nonprofit situation. They have their money is Catholic Church. Okay, they got Catholic Church money. Baptist churches, Christian black churches, we're in a whole different tax bracket. It is way further down. Way farther down. Poverty line is right here. Black churches is up under the poverty line. Okay? White churches are above the poverty line. And
Oh,
then
and
they try to
especially
say,
if
oh,
they
there's not
align
such
with
thing as a white
them.
and black church. There are.
If they align with somebody like him, the billionaires, the millionaires, there's colonialism, there's imperialism, and there's capitalism. So it is something in for these pastors and preachers out here as well too. As we seen with the video that went viral with the whinings with Marvin Winans. Is it Marvin Winans, y'all? Correct me if I'm wrong. Marvin Winans. It's something in for them as well too. These pastors, they want you to put something in. So it's all about the money. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Now I'm reading some of you guys' comments. Marcus, shout outs to Marcus Head. just posted that voting in Georgia today started early. So make sure that you go out and vote today if you're in Georgia. And shout outs to Faith. This is Substance. I will be going on her show November 28th. That is the day after Thanksgiving. Um, we have to get the House back first so that they can do investigations. Yeah, the Congress and the Supreme Court, and my phone is on 5%. I don't want it to cut off. This conversation is so good. Uh, yes, like Alvin said, it's going to take us. The Supreme Court, the majority six, John Roberts, them, Clarence Thomas. Let me say this before we wrap, because I don't want it to cut short. But this has been a very long, extended show today. I hope y'all got all of the content. We did it. Me announced the time, and we're going to keep doing stuff like this so that people can get involved in the community. We providing means and resources for you as well too. Not all skin folk is kinfolk. We look at Clarence Thomas, and some of us saw, hey, he looks like us. No, no, no. Not every person that is in a position of power is for you. They are right along aligning with white supremacy, as Now's the Time just said. So do your research yes, I love Taylor Swift, but Taylor Swift said something that was very, very critical, and I think people need to take heed to. And that is, do your research on the candidate. Donald Trump had his plan clearly laid out in Project 2025. And there is another part of it too called Project Esther. And I suggest everybody do your research on that because that is just as dangerous as Project 2025. And if you are a woman, I'm a woman, you'll deeply be impacted by it. Your voting rights, if you are protesting pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza, we know that they are out here suppressing. We know that they are out here also crushing dissent with ICE. So if I were you, do your research on each candidate. And I'll close with that. Now's the time. What would you tell them?
Participating in your local politics is important. You feel me? Questioning everybody. You feel me? Don't endorse nobody. You feel me? Don't endorse nobody. What my suggestion is, don't endorse nobody. Make them work for your vote. Okay? Realistically, I'm talking about as much as you can get in touch with whatever local, whatever city council member, wherever you're at, get involved, please. Like these people need to fear you. I'm gonna keep it real. Respect you out of fear. I'm gonna keep it real. Using your influence for God's work, you feel me, is really it. Put pressure up under these people. The water has to be hot. You can't. Is it too hot for you? No, you gotta boil. The water got to be at boiling at all times. It's okay. And I feel like the people that think that you're irate or you're angry or whatever, those people they don't know how to work. Keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. If people cannot identify your passion, your love for people, your love for this country, and they look at it as anti or whatever, they just want to keep on labeling. Don't accept it. Say no, I'm not accepting that. I have standards. Remind people that America does have standards. Black people, we do have standards, and we will hold the government to the standards. Period. And everybody that represents us as well. So definitely use your early voting. Get out and talk to people. Get in these people like if you have, figure out who your state representation, your state rep is. Feel me? Reach out to them. You feel me? Get good relationships with them. You feel me? Mine is Dominique's. You feel me? He's my district leader. You feel me? So I know Demon Meeks. Me and Demon Meeks is like that. I see him in my neighborhood on a regular basis. I could go and talk to him. Feel me? Like y'all have to do that. And these are the people that represent you locally.
Get involved. If you're in Georgia, early voting today, October 28th, and I will close the show with this quote from Bertrand Russell. He said this: how fascism starts. First they fascinate the fools, then they muzzle the intelligence. So continue to keep speaking out. as Now's the Time said, make them work for it, make them earn it. And I think Zoran is the moment. Zoran has brought so much excitement in the New York race where Now's the Time at. And I'm going to bring Now's the Time back on. We're going to do this like a ritual to keep you guys engaged on what's going on, especially in New York. All eyes are on New York and especially in LA. So I'm gonna have to get Christian to come back on. Christian, I think, is in the LA area, Christian Barber. So I'm in South Carolina, nothing special down here except we trying to get rid of Lindsey Graham's ass and Tim Scott as well too. Like we got to vote them out. But I know that the majority of my red state will vote for Lindsey Graham again. That's just how white people are now. They will vote for that. They won't
Oh
vote
my
for a black
goodness.
man. They not
To
going
shoot
to.
myself in the foot? Want me to shoot myself in the foot
So
right now? I will. Like, what in the...
my God, I'm telling you.
Oh my
So
gosh. Self-mutilating people? Y'all stop self-mutilating. Goodness. I don't know why y'all like
that's the
self-mutilating.
and they go with that. That's the indoctrination, y'all. So for anybody watching, I want you all to know that we will win this fight. We will win. They think that they're winning now. They got the courts, they got everything, but we will continue to be vigilant and we will continue to keep calling out because we know the real true history. So again, be objective. Call it out. Call them out. Don't let them gaslight you because that's what they're doing. You see how he's like, Now's the Time said that they believe that we're doing mutilation. The Dems are doing this. That's indoctrination. They want you to believe the lies. And that's how they distract you. And that is very dangerous when you have a bunch of people believing the same thing. That's what Jim Jones did. He had people believing all of those lies that I am the only one. I am the great one. And I can save you. And then what happened? The Jonestown Massacre. So that's all I got, Fashion Dolls. I don't want it to cut off on us. So now's the time to let
Dig
everyone
it.
know where they can follow you and check you out.
Now's the time. I'm here on all social. Well, now's the time on all social media platforms. If you type in "now's the time" ism or "now's the time," just like that, then now's the time you'll find me. I'm on Facebook, everything. I'm on TikTok, Snapchat. Everything is now's the time. IZM. So y'all can find me. You're looking for me.
There you go, Fashion Dolls. And tomorrow makes show 800, 899. 900 will be Thursday. That is the big milestone and my 32nd birthday Friday. So it's going to be a fabulous week for me. And I thank y'all all so much for your love and support. And not just supporting me, but my colleague here, who I've known for a very long time. Now's the time. And my other colleague,
Thank
Alvin.
y'all.
Shout outs to Bugs. Shout outs to Harold. Deshaun. Shout outs to Queen Spicy. Shout outs to each and every one of y'all. Pure Lux, all of y'all. My brother King Tukes, thank y'all all so much for your love and unconditional support. Y'all have been with me since the beginning, and we are still rocking. We're in this together, y'all. So shout outs to
Yes, sir.
Diva 803 sending me and showing me so much love and always sending me updates on what's going on because we're in the Carolina area. So that's my girl. But thank y'all all so much, Fashion Dolls. And I will see y'all
Thank
tomorrow
you.
with Will Preston. Tune in,
Yes.
and I will see
I'll
y'all
be
then.
here. Peace, y'all.